Today we're diving into a story that's been around for over 2,000 years. It comes from the great Tamil saint Thiruvalluvar. Now, on the surface, it's a pretty simple story about a weaver and a piece of fabric. But trust me, it holds a really deep question that's just as important today as it was back then.
So, what really gives something its value? Is it just the price tag? Or the materials it's made from? Or could it be something more, something you can't even see? That's the big question we're going to explore.
All right, so our story kicks off with a classic setup. We've got a clash between two totally different people. One is the embodiment of wisdom and patience, and the other, well, he's all arrogance and pride.
So on one hand, you've got Thiruvalluvar. He's this revered weaver, famous for his absolutely beautiful fabrics and his legendary calm. I mean, people said he never got angry. And on the other hand, we have this rich young man who gets his kicks from making fun of other people. You can probably see where this is going. Their paths were about to cross in a big way.
And you can just hear the arrogance in this guy, right? He makes it his personal mission to provoke the saint, just to prove he can. He sees it as nothing more than a bit of fun, probably at someone else's expense.
Okay, so the stage is set. Let's head over to the marketplace and see how this boastful challenge actually plays out.
So the young man walks right up to Thiruvalluvar's stall and grabs a beautiful piece of fabric. But he's not admiring the quality or the craftsmanship. Oh no, he sees it only as a prop for his cruel little game.
He asks a simple question, gets a simple answer. The fabric, whole and perfect, is worth 8 coins. Let's remember that number, because it's our starting point.
And then, the first act of destruction. He just rips that beautiful cloth right down the middle and asks, "What's the price now?" And Thiruvalluvar, staying completely calm, just gives him a new price.
4 coins. That's it. No anger, no argument. The saint just cuts the price in half because, well, the fabric is now half its original size. The young man must have been completely thrown off by this calm response.
And notice what's happening here. The roles are totally flipping. The saint is the one who's perfectly calm, while the young man is the one getting frustrated and agitated. He just keeps tearing the cloth, getting more and more desperate for a reaction.
And again, the price is cut in half. 2 coins. With every single tear, the fabric loses its form. And with every calm answer, the young man is the one losing his composure.
The young man keeps going with his destructive game until there's pretty much nothing left. And this brings us right to the story's climax.
And this is what's left. All his thoughtless actions have turned this beautiful piece of cloth, once worth 8 coins, into nothing more than a pile of useless scraps.
And here it is. In this incredibly quiet, powerful tone, Thiruvalluvar delivers the turning point. The rags are worthless, the game is over. So the young man, who thinks money can fix anything, offers to pay the full original price. But Thiruvalluvar refuses to take the coins, and you have to ask, why? Well, because he's about to teach a lesson that money could never, ever buy.
And this is where we get to the real heart of the story. You see, it was never just about the fabric itself. It was about everything that went into making it.
So Thiruvalluvar calmly explains the fabric's hidden story. He says it all started with a farmer who worked for months in the sun and rain just to grow the cotton. Then someone else had to card and spin that cotton into long uniform threads. After that, those threads were dyed so carefully to create those beautiful colors. And finally, he and his wife wove all those threads together to make the beautiful design the young man just destroyed. It's a story of so many people, so much time, and so much care.
And there it is, the core lesson. The young man didn't just destroy a piece of cloth. He destroyed the culmination of countless hours of human effort and care, and that is a loss that 8 coins, or any amount of money for that matter, can never replace.
But Thiruvalluvar isn't finished. He takes this powerful lesson about the fabric and applies it to something even more precious.
And for the first time, the young man is silent. He's actually truly listening. You can just feel the shame wash over him as the saint's words finally break through all that pride. And this is the final, incredible metaphor. Our lives, just like that fabric, are woven together with time and experience. And hasty, thoughtless actions can cause damage that, once it's done, can never be undone. And the story ends with a real transformation. The lesson lands, the young man's eyes are finally opened, and he decides to change his ways, to stop wasting the precious fabric of his own life.
So that leaves us with a question to really think about. The next time you use something, or even just see something, try to think about the story behind it.
What invisible effort, what hidden love and labor went into creating it, and how does knowing that change its true worth?